Oh, good morning, good morning. Always touching my hair. See, this what happened with my glasses. Yeah. I'm just doing one quick thing over here, all right? And then I will be with you. Thank you, Cheryl, for allowing me to reschedule our coaching on the 18th so I can do my colonoscopy. Fun, fun. So much better. So, there we go. Look at me doing a little something something here, organizing and decluttering my calendar. Hey, look at all those fun names. Who we got here? We got Erica, we got Lola, we got Kaylin, Linda, Ray, Spreading Sunshine, Tracy, Marie Cotton. Awesome. Nice to see y'all. Damn it, Donna. Is it still wicked cold down in Florida? Huh? Hey, Judy, very cool. I've been coaching this morning, so I haven't seen, just signed up for the Zoom on Sunday. Awesome. Yay. I'm glad that you checked that out. So, hey, a little sneak peek. A little sneak peek for those of you who are on my mailing list. Here's a funny thing. I I am doing a bunch of decluttering parties in December. They are on the weekends. I have four of them scheduled, and I worked a lot yesterday in getting those up and running. I'm going to be sending out an email, kind of as letting everybody know with it. An email blast sounds kind of very, very violent. Blast! I'm going to blast you with it. No, but I love how Judy, you were looking at a certain page to find out things, and you saw the button where to RSVP and pay your cover charge for the party. So yay, I'm glad that worked for you. German made at 21 degrees in North Carolina. Ugh, 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 ugh. Rarely gets this cold this early. Yeah, weather so wacky. Good morning, Oceanana. How are you? I hope you're doing well, and I hope your kitchen is looking and feeling even a wee bit better than it was on Monday. Okay, so I was just helping a client with her kitchen. So if your kitchen is cluttered, man, you're in good company. And the fun thing is we were kind of, as we would, as if we were just sitting there at the kitchen table swapping ideas. I was sharing, what I do with my Tupperwares and my drawer that has utensils in it and stuff like that. Boston Mama, nice to see you. Danielle, nice to see you. Happy Granny, GGCB, Robin, all sorts of folks. Yay. All right, so what good trouble are we going to get into today? All right, how can I help you? Good morning, Grace and Caitlin. How can I help you with your clutter today? Pop Tart Mama, Terry, Penguin, everybody. In case you haven't met me, I see a lot of familiar names, but I am also really bad with names. It takes repetition for me to remember stuff. So I will introduce myself. My name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching here on TikTok and on YouTube and on the internet is called Destination Decluttered, destinationdecluttered.com. Now, why destination? Because I love to travel, and I think it's really fun to look at life and decluttering through the lens of what would we do if we were on a road trip? Okay. Mary, good morning. Nice to see you. So here, let's play with this road trip metaphor, as I always like to. How to get started? Right here at the beginning, make sure you have gas in your tank and make sure you know where you're headed. Two easy things you would do if you were out in your driveway, right? You would only get out into your driveway to get in your car if you were driving somewhere specific. Got to go to Target, got to go pick up the dry cleaning, got to go donate some things to someplace, right? So you know you have your destination, but before you even start to get there, you got to make sure you have gas in your tank, okay? So, level check. Levels, people. Check your levels. Check your levels. How's your energy? How's your physical health? How's your mental health? How's your nervous system health, which I guess is kind of a combo of all of that? How is everything going from the skin within? I hope it's good. But do a check. Check your gauges. Look at your gauge. If your gas gauge was low in your car, you would do something to fill up that tank. Okay, so Erica has no energy this morning. Okay, not a great way to start the day because we live in a society where we're supposed to be up and moving. So Erica, your very first step of decluttering or anything. Eric, okay, you're running on low. Okay, so what are some things you can do to fill up your gas tank? pause is not just for effect, but it's like everybody. I ask you a question, you ask you that question, and then see what comes up. Because you know which one of your tanks is empty. Right now, I will share with you, I have a wee bit of a headache. I woke up early this morning and did not get back to bed. I have had some tea to drink this morning, so I have a little bit of, I might need to pee. I know some things that I can do this morning to make me feel better. What are some things you can do for yourself to help you feel better and to get some gas in your tank? Okay? So everybody's thing is going to be different because we are all individuals, but man, much like a gas tank in a car. And we don't just have gas tanks. We get oil tanks, we get windshield wiper fluid. There are a bunch of things that when they are over halfway full, you're going to feel a lot easier getting out. You're going to feel better getting on the road, knowing that you're not just going to crash out. Okay? Now, Mimi, I'm noticing by your word, good morning, of struggle and declutter with a capitalizing and the face. She said, good morning. Oh boy, I am struggling so much to declutter. Let's help you with that. Think about this as checking your gauges, your gas tank, your whatever. Struggle. Struggle is a feeling. Karma is my boyfriend. I don't know enough Taylor Swift, but I get that one. Okay. You're feeling like it's a struggle. Okay. Here's a tool from my toolkit to yours. Here, this is what I'm giving away this Christmas and all the time. Here's something you can use to feel less struggly. Everybody, pull out your notebooks, start to take notes. I give you for free freaking pearls of wisdom. You write down all the good stuff I said. You have created a self-help book for free that is going to help you. Okay, so write this down. When you are feeling overwhelmed, when you're feeling the struggle, notice how it feels in your body. And a couple of things. When you feel overwhelmed, just think of the word down and opposite. 2 words, down and opposite. So let's do opposite first. Why not? Mix it up. How does struggle feel in your body? Where do you feel it? Notice I keep on touching right here. I get stressed right here. I feel like this is where my soul lives. I think that's why since millennia, people talk about your heart being, you broke my heart, or, I gave my heart to you. Because I feel like the feelingness of our humans is right here. So when I feel stressed, I feel, or struggly, it gets tense here. When it gets tense here, I may not be able to breathe. My shoulders hunch over. So I do the opposite. I stretch out. All right? I shake it off like Taylor Swift. I stay out too late. I sometimes do Tarzan. I loosen up the stiffness. I breathe, okay? Same thing. Notice I breathe. It went up and down to the bottom of my lungs. Also, if you're feeling overwhelmed, think the opposite is down. So think down, breathing down, slowing down, calming down, drinking down some water. Before you start to drive forward, you got to get in the good, energetic. You got to get gas in your tank. If you don't have gas in your tank, you're going nowhere. Or the first place you go is going to be a place to get you. So Mimi, I ask of you, Erica and Mimi, write down these things. Note to self. What can I do this morning to get myself feeling better? You can write it down, or you know me, I'll be here for the next 50 minutes. The screen is not going to change. Get up and do those things. Or maybe you don't get up. Maybe you need some sleep and you stay in bed and you rest. You know what's going to work best for you to fill up your tank. Do those things. Okay? Now, Judy, irritated this morning with my daughter's puppy, can't get anything done. Oh boy. Puppies are cute, but yes, I remembered thinking when we got our dog many years ago, I'm never going to be able to get anything done. So I can't speak from a mom perspective, but you do. At a certain point, you got to know that this puppy is not going to be this young for this long, but this is a wonderful opportunity to talk about boundaries. Boundaries. So getting the puppy used to boundaries. So I say this, for example, of is there a little, not a crate yet, say, well, you could have the cage or a crate or even just a little fenced in area. Maybe you make one where the puppy only stays in a certain area so you can get things working. It's your daughter's puppy. I don't know where your daughter is. Maybe she should be taking care of the puppy. Okay? Notice there's something you can do about that, and boundaries help all of us. Okay? What's that old saying? It's probably on a trivet out in Lancaster, PA, like good fences make good neighbors. All right? So you can do something about it. Okay? So Pop-Tart Mama says, I'm also low on motivation. The clutter is always there, always with 4 kids, and I'm tired. Okay. Get some rest for the tired, but here, let me help you with the motivation. This is going to not sound like motivation, but I want to set the expectation about the motivation. Some clutter will always be there. The clutter of everyday living much of it will be in circulation in your home at all times. Much of it, but not all of it. Dishes, laundry, groceries, shoes, mail. These are things that come into your house probably on the daily. And having a system that manages those so they don't pile up and they're not always there is really beneficial. However, this is where I'm thinking, and I could be totally off base, Pop-Tart Mama. I'm like the lady from like Pee-wee where she's looking in and she sees the moving van and all. I can only pick up what you're putting down. But if you have 4 kids, I'm thinking the kids have something to do with the clutter. And if they do, I don't care how old they are, unless they are literally unable to even crawl, maybe walk. Now, once they start to walk, they can help with the clutter. And I don't even mean help, because that implies that it's your job and they're just helping out. They need to learn the life skill of putting away what you what you were playing with when you're done. All of us. I'm 58 years old. I could have benefited from learning that back in the day and practicing it so it just became what I did. It has taken me decades to learn this. And if you're watching me here on TikTok and I'm doing a decluttering TikTok live for the next 45 minutes or so, you're probably in the same boat. So I share this with you, Pop-Tart Mama, is get yourself some time, get yourself some rest, and then think about how you can get the other humans living in your house to participate in the maintenance of the communal household. I can help you with that, but just even that mindset shift of, I don't have to do all of this. There's other people here that benefit from this house and they can participate. Okay? So, notice you can do something about that. Now, I love this. Okay, Ocean Nana, getting anxious about how fast the holiday's approaching. So much to do. Ocean Nana, I know you've got a workbook. Write down kind of all I need to get, like all the stuff. When you have it up here, you guys, when you have a list up here, it feels different than when you have the exact same list written down. Okay? Ocean Nana, a tool in your toolkit to help you reduce your anxiety is to write it down. Notice I used the word down again. Okay? So, alrighty, here we're going to back it up. Okay, what do we got? Yes, more water and a nap. Erica. Also, Erica, seriously, I used to work retail and I used to have to go, make yourself a healthy lunch. Make a plan for a healthy lunch. I wish Pringles treated my body as nicely as they taste. I know that when I eat more healthy foods, less processed foods, I feel better and I get better gas mileage. So another thing you can do, Erica, when you go today is to look at where you're spending your time and your energy to make energy. Scrappin' Cat says, started new room moments, just keeping regular things done, decided I'm not dragging Christmas out. Yeah, you can do something different for Christmas this year. This fun idea came up on yesterday's TikTok Live. I just want to share this because it was, what's that? Jack White, bears repeating. Um, Talking about kind of doing a shift change with your Christmas stuff. Maybe putting out half of your Christmas stuff this year and then consciously not putting away the other half, and next year you flip it, and then next year you decorate with that stuff. If you like all your stuff but it still feels like too much, maybe you chunk it down, or maybe you minimize it. Okay? Grace, that was so nice of you to share my videos with your sister who doesn't let people in her house. Yeah. Thank you. Good. Yay, Pop-Tart Mama. Write that stuff down. Please, people. Please, please, please. Write this stuff down. I am not gatekeeping. I am not gatekeeping. I want you to have this in your pocket when I'm not doing a TikTok Live, so that you can do something when you feel like you can't. Okay? Now, we get a couple of ideas for the puppies. Puppy in a bathroom or a crate. Doing it with the kitten. You could take the puppy out for a walk. Tire it out. Oh, sorry. Kate-tastic. Wait, Lancaster, PA? I was just talking about, those places like Jacob Zooks and stuff down on Route 30 or on the Lincoln Highway, how you would get you know what I was thinking of? Dutch Haven, the one with the windmill. Like you go into the back room there and they had all the little cheesy, the trivets, the metal trivets with the funny sayings. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. That was my context. Okay. Okay, Judy just noticed, and we're talking about keeping the puppy occupied, entertained. Yep. All right, I put some decorations out, the rest in still containers. The thinking what's out is enough. Yeah, notice this. All right, need to get daily maintenance in order. Adult, children, and husband, says Mar 6804. Well, they ain't going to like me, but Mar, you're going to like me because I'm going to say get them participating. I'm stone cold serious about this. You should not be the only person doing all the shit in the house. No. If there are people benefiting from living under the household and they are able to walk and use their hands, they can participate in the maintenance of it. Okay? And no, Kate-tastic, I'm not in Lancaster, I'm in Chester County. But that's how I know. I also used to write books about road tripping, so I know about that stuff. Okay, so yes, everybody, please. I don't want to say get help, but remind the other people in your homes to the best of your ability. Again, I speak in a general term. When I work one-on-one with people, I know who you're living with and their willingness to help. But I say this to you. You deserve to not have to live a life where you're not always picking up after other people. Okay? Good. Somebody's writing. Friendsgiving at work today. Sounds fun. Good. Okay. Carmen Electra. I love it. I have 10 days to pack, to move, and it's not looking good. Okay. You know what is really going to help you guys? I do not recommend things unless I really believe they could work. Get a notebook, a spiral-bound notebook. Now, I bought mine when it was back to school time at Staples because I use these copiously. I go through these like nobody's business because every day of the week, I make a page just for that week. This is my day. This is my day today. Carmen, start writing down, getting the overwhelm out of your head down on paper. If it's not looking good, look around. Look around. Where's my pen? There's my pen. Go and just one page. Living room. What do I need to do? Erica, thank you for lighting up. You light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. Don't worry, I won't sing this whole song. Go around and just make a page for each room and do a brain dump. Dump down. Get your thoughts up in your head, down on paper. It is a game changer. Many of you probably do this already when you go to the grocery store. Notice the difference it feels when you go to the grocery store with a list in your hand or the list in your head. Okay? Which one feels better? List in your hand. Because your brain is dealing with so much Give it a break. Give me a break, I sure could use it. Okay, so write these things down, people. Write it down. Okay? I love it. Kimberly says, I just hosted a party for all my friends and gave away all the Christmas items I'm not using anymore. What an idea. That's a great idea. Okay. We can help it. Yep. All right, I'm backing up to see what good stuff. Yay, user 1963. Yeah, you have 2 arms and 2 legs, use them. I've got 8 arms to hold you. All right, yes. And notice even, this is me getting a little bit like extra paying attention-y to my coaching. The words we use create our lives. If you think something's going to be hard and you say, oh, this is so hard, it's going to be even worse. How about just this? Changing it to, this is not going to be, it's not going to be that bad. Like I have to get numbers ready. My husband and I have to get numbers ready for our accountant, like next week. Oh, it's going to be so hard. Nah, it's not going to be that bad. Notice the difference in words. And I say this because I want you to start, if you have people that are supposed to be, like that you live with, that can participate, and there's no reason why unless you are, what is that thing? Paralyzed. Stop saying, can you help me with this? That implies that it's your thing and they're doing you a favor by helping out. How about, I would like you to participate more in the communal household. Notice participate. Be an active participant in this. Not just help me out, because everybody benefits from a house that has clean floors, clean laundry, places to put things. Everybody does it. So catch yourself and correct yourself when you say, can you help me with this? All right. I'm trying, but they don't listen. Mars 6804. Of course they're not going to listen to begin with. Think about it from their perspective. It's privilege. Okay. They like it the way it is. They like it the way it is. Somebody else is cleaning up after them. They're going to put up a stink. They're going to be like little toddlers. I don't want to do that. You can't make me. And they're going to say, it's going to be a push me pull you of who's going to win. They're not going to easily want to do it unless they really love you. But even then, if somebody's cleaning up after you, you're going to be like, do I really have to? Can't you? But you've just done that. Like they like it, the status quo. You are disrupting the status quo in your house, but for good reason. And it may be rough at the beginning, but it's an investment of time and energy that's going to pay dividends both for you and for them. People who don't know how to clean up after themselves grow up to be cluttered adults. They have cluttered homes. They are the messy roommate. They are the messy mate. They are the person who becomes a hoarder. They expect somebody else to take care of them, but they can't take care of themselves. Okay? There's no tricks. It's tenacity and patience and love for yourself to not give up. Okay? All right. Yeah, I love it. Grace says, I'm working on the same thing. I felt guilty. I love when I see guilt and felt because past tense, not anymore. Wendy says, I want to make a schedule for smaller tasks through the week so it's no pressure for the weekend. Wonderful. Bring out your notebook. What did I wrote? Complete? Oh, I think I did that. Yeah, write those things down. You want to make a schedule? Wendy, make a schedule. What would it look like? I would recommend thinking of all the little smaller tasks through the week. Write those all down and then schedule them. Okay? Yeah? Okay, but it's just marinating in my mind so I can do after I'm decluttering. You can stop the decluttering. You can do a brain dump. Who was it that I was working with the other day? One of my clients yesterday. And we were working on something, but here's the deal. Your brain is giving you clues all the time. Your brain is trying to help you out the best it can. Your brain cannot move items from one place to the other, but your brain gives you ideas all the time. When you become a good receiver of those ideas, it will send you more. So if you have an idea, write it down. Text it to yourself on a note so you can find it later. Okay? Don't say, nope, I won't talk to you until I'm done here. Inspiration arrives anytime it wants. And if you stop it, it's going to stop showing up. Okay? Yeah. Cat Just Me says, making a list. I put in a couple of quick, easy things so I can get that feeling of accomplishment. I love it. All right, everybody's got a notebook starting today. Kimmy, good morning from Kentucky. There we go. User 1963 says, I have my 3 youngest of 6 still living at home while in college and university. They, too. They are going to college and university to learn things to help them have a better life. Learning how to take care of your stuff and learning to be responsible for your items and to realize that what you do in the world has an implication on other people around you, that is a skill set that they should learn while they're also growing into the wonderful adults. Okay? Yeah. Okay? There we go. Diane Hamburg says, just started my notebook. Labels, pages for each room. Wonderful. Seriously. It is a game changer to write stuff down. Not only the stuff that you're going to do, but on the other side of it too is after you've done it. This is how mine goes. My stuff goes from my brain. Even write this down. This is good stuff right here. I have an idea of something I want to do. I write it down on a list. Then it goes from the list to my calendar, my schedule. Then, ideally, I do it on the day that I've scheduled or, plus or minus, but it goes from the list of someday to this day. After I have done it, I write that thing in another list. I write down the list of my ta-das, my to-dos, my good book, all the good stuff I did. Look at all this good stuff I've done only since August. Every day, I look for the good, I do the good, I find the good happens, I write it down to remind myself of more, please. Okay? Yeah. So, notice these things that you have. You have tools you can use. Whether you use them or not is completely up to you. But you can't say you didn't know what to do. You know what to do. Now you get to decide if you're going to do it in May. Okay? Yeah, it gets so old, the struggle. If they are not helping, they are hurting. They are. And they're hurting you. They're not hurting themselves. They're getting what they want. Are you going to stick up for yourself? I'm trying to stick up for you. I don't even know you. Any of you, really. But I am there for you. Anytime you're having that discussion with your family, I've got your back. I'm standing right behind you going, this person right here, Smart 022666, they deserve to not be the person dealing with this stuff all the time. Now, they have to deal with their own stuff. Everybody's got their own clutter, so it's not like I'm saying you have to do it and I'm doing nothing. No, it's collab. It's a collab, people. It's collaboration. It's coordination. It's not hierarchy. I say you do this, vice versa. It's not top down, it's sideways. Okay? Now, Erica says, I always kept my room clean as a child, but my house is cluttered. I had chores as a child and had to clean, so maybe you're reacting against that. I'm never going to do this again because you thought it was a chore. We all forget that this is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. Destination. You are doing this for you. Now, trust me, we've all been that well, I don't know if we've all been that rebellious team, but rebelling against how you grew up is part of growing up. But you can still be in your 50s, 40s, and 50s and rebelling against how you used to be, and all that's doing is making your life cluttered right now. Let's rewire it. Let's tell ourselves a different story so we feel differently. We're looking at decluttering from a different perspective. Look, I'm looking at it from the sideways. Look at this one. Look at that one. I'm looking at it from a different direction and saying, what's in it for me? And I will offer this really quickly. You want to declutter? I'll tell you why you should declutter. Your house will look better to you every time you look around. When you go, your house will function better for you because you go find things, use them, put them away, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And the best of all things is when it looks good and it's functioning well, you, my dears, will feel better in your home. Less overwhelm, less stress, less struggle. If Abbott Elementary was on, she would chime in. We were just talking about it on the coaching session, about how much better she feels when her home is less cluttered. Don't you want to feel better? I hope the answer is yes. I hope the answer is yes, I want to feel better. Here's some things you can do to help you feel better. Okay? Boop. There we go. Georgina says, I reveled becoming a professional organizer in minimalist home. Yeah, feels good, doesn't it? Okay? I'm going to back up here. Okay, so we got this. Boop-a-doop, boop, boop. Now we've got, what, in the mood going through my head? All right. I have a hard time because my goals often require moving something else and it gets overwhelming. Okay? Painting of a duck. Move the thing. You guys, you have a tool in your toolkit. Use it. If you don't use it, it's not going to work. If it gets overwhelming, notice. Painting of a duck. You begin to have the feeling, the physical feeling of overwhelm. And that physical feeling of overwhelmed is caused by a thought in your head. Head has thoughts, heart has feelings, hands either hang on to things or don't do anything, or hands go and move things to where they better belong to, or they move out of the way, out of your house. Okay? So, painting of a duck. You know how to unoverwhelm yourself. All the downs. Do that. Talk yourself down off the ledge when you're overwhelmed. If something, yes, things will require moving around, but it's part of the process. It is part of the process. Okay. Melissa, I do not envy you working retail during the holidays. Third double, working in retail, huge corporate visit. Need positive energy. You can do it, Melissa. You can do it. I remember tears leaking out of my eyes when I got yelled at because there weren't enough sale signs in the basket section of the Pier 1 that I was managing. But I lived through it. Okay? You can do it. I am sending you all of that good energy. And everybody right here, be nice to the people who work retail. Don't take out your frustrations on them. They're just trying to make a living. Okay? There we go. Dan Madonna says, painting of a duck. Ask a friend to help for 1 hour. Yeah. Okay, yes. There is you know what? So the problem is something else in this spot. This is funny. I got to get one of these. I used to use a lot more like props and things when I was doing my decluttering. But I want you to think of those little puzzles that are like the little sliding tiles that you have to move one thing to move another. And sometimes in order to make the picture on it, you have to move the things. So yes, sometimes when you are decluttering, you will temporarily need to move things somewhere else in order to make space for them. It is part of the process. Remind yourself, this is all part of the journey. This is all a step in the process. This is all a step in the journey. I have to go through this in order to get there. I have to make a mess with eggs and sugar and chocolate chips and flour on the way to making the chocolate chip cookies. It's a process. But I mean that in a way, not in a bad way, in a neutral way. A process has steps. And the wonderful thing is, we were talking about it today again on my coaching session with my one-on-one client, because I do one-on-one coaching. She sent me 2 pictures of 2 areas she was struggling with. We focused down on one thing. We chunked it down. We wrote down, well, I say we, she wrote down a plan. Then we looked at the second picture and I said, that process we just used on that first picture, notice how it's the same steps on this one. Okay? When you start to, this is how my brain works. My brain, and I tell you this because use my brain to your benefit. My brain looks for patterns. My brain recognizes repetition and patterns. And when I clicked into that decluttering was like a road trip and it had the same steps no matter what I was decluttering, it took the drama out of it. It made me feel like, oh, I can do this because I've done it before. I did it in that drawer. I can do this drawer or this set, wherever. If you think each one of these is different, you're just confusing yourself. So let me unconfuse you. They're the same steps every time. Learn those dance steps and practice them, and the next thing you do, you're going to do it without thinking. I learned that in 4th grade, okay? I learned how to dance the hustle in in gym class in 4th grade. We practiced it, and it was like, oh, that's right, you get better. Oh, let's do it again. Okay, let's do. Oh, this is fun. I love this. How many years later? A wicked lot of years later, I still know how to do the hustle. The bus stop, not so much. Learn the steps, practice the dance, and then you'll be dancing around your house. Okay? Now, what else we got? It is like a sliding puzzle. Okay, there we go. Cat Mama says, cashier calls, thank me for my patience. Yeah. Can I ask what the steps are? Sure. Haley, wicked easy. Wicked easy. What you're going to do is, first of all, you're going to notice that you don't like what you see in front of you. Okay? And you're going to say, I can do something about what I don't like. What you may have is you may have clutter. Okay? So clutter tends to be initially a jumble of things that are jumbled up. So what you want to do is you want to chunk it down. You want to categorize things. Whatever this jumble is, not all of it, but you pick a small section, you chunk it down, and you pick a section, and then you pay categories. So like for your mail, for example, here's my bills, here's the stuff I want to unsubscribe from, here's a Christmas card, and then you do something with that category. You decide, because I saw somebody says, I never know what to do with the stuff I want to get rid of. Donate it somewhere. Just donate it. There's so many donation places out there. Donate them. Put it out on the sidewalk with a free sign. It will be gone. Okay? You see what you have, the category, the quantity, the quality, and then life skill time. You start to make decisions. Not about everything all at once. No. Everything everywhere all at once. No. One thing, one category at a time. I have this many spatulas. Okay, I get 14 spatulas. Then you ask yourself a series of questions, and you're not judgy, you're curious. Do I really need? How many spatulas could I live with? What's the minimum quantity? Do I really need all of these spatulas? Oh, I didn't even know I had 14 spatulas. Okay, what's my favorite one? I'm going to pick out my favorite. Ooh, I like this one. This one's nice and sharp, whatever. Which are the ones that I bought that aren't really working out? They're kind of dull or kind of whatever. I'll get rid of those. Notice what you're doing. You're deciding, decluttering is deciding. And then you've decided what you want to keep and what you want to get rid of. And I use get rid of as a catch-all term. Throw away, give away, sell, gift, whatever. Get the stuff you don't want out of your home. Then all you're left with is what you want. The good stuff, the stuff that works well, the stuff that brings you joy. Then with that stuff you say, okay, now I have it. Where does it go? And then you find a home for it that makes sense to you. And then the way you keep it that way is you practice the habit of putting things back where they belong. And you do that with enough frequency that things do not pile up, that you get in the habit of doing the dishes after dinner. You get in the habit of rinsing out your cereal bowl and spoon, and instead of putting them in the sink, you just rinse them out and put them in the dishwasher. And yard by yard, another Lancaster, PA, trivet thing, yard by yard, life is hard. Inch by inch, life's a cinch. Okay? So those are the steps. Those are the steps, people, okay? All right, now, all right, Scrap and Cat can buy cookies this year. Yeah, every year for the holidays is going to be different. Pop-Tart bought the pies, worth the extra time and money. You are worth spending money on something. You invested in somebody else making the pies. You bought yourself time with that. It's one of the reasons why when I charge for my my one-on-one coaching, and actually these, what do you call it? Decluttering parties that I'm doing this month, I'm charging money because when you spend, you are worth the investment. Also, when you spend money for something, you deserve to get something in return. You know, so think about, you are worth investing in. You pay a little bit of money and then you show up for what you paid for. That's why it's a totally different thing showing up on a free TikTok live and doing, yeah, I'll do it, yeah, versus I'm going to pay some money and I'm going to show up and get my money's worth, right? So notice this, okay? All right. So, what else we go? What else we get here? Good, Haley, yes, please. Yeah. Haley, taking notes. Seriously, I am giving away the book that's in my head. So and the neat thing is it's going to be a customized book because you're writing down the things that apply to you. Hey, yeah, made dinner while listening to you today. Yesterday it didn't happen. I was too sore and too tired. Oceanana. This is why we always go back. Start at the very beginning, a very good place to start. ABCs, do, re, mi's, do, a deer, all that kind of stuff. Start at the very beginning. Remember I said that when somebody said, where do you start? Check in with yourself. Check your gauges. How are you feeling? If you're not feeling good, the very first step is to do something to help you feel better. Whether that's resting or moving, whether that's eating or not eating, whether it's drinking water always helps. Just freaking drink some water, okay? So, when you feel better, you're going to do better. Love yourself. Take care of yourself. Do not push yourself out onto the road with an empty tank. You're going to make matters worse. But also, don't be afraid to leave the driveway if your tank is already only at half full. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. No, half a tank of gas is enough to get you started and going. And sometimes when you're moving, you get up and moving and there's that old, what is it, science I think it's called? A body in motion tends to stay in motion, you know? So you can do this. Take care of yourself as the very first start. And then before you even get out of the driveway, you say, where am I headed? And this is why I call my coaching Destination Decluttered. What is your destination decluttered? Now yours is different from mine. Your thing may be my whole house. It could be one room. Chunk it down. And hey, nice to see you, Lori from Alberta, Canada. There you go. Now I don't have to clutter my mind with worrying about it, and I can declutter. Notice, Oceanana and everybody, decluttering your mind. Getting stuff done, crossing it off your list, writing things down, gets it out of your mind so that you can actually do the thing. And you can focus more when you don't have so much on cluttering up your brain. Am I right? That was a rhetorical question. I am right, actually, because I know what I'm talking about, because I have a wicked lot of thoughts up here, okay? But I have even more written down, and man, do I get stuff done. I do. I could show you. Where is it? Right here? Well, yesterday, again, this is what I do. Every single day, I have a page for my days. And I have chunked in the things that I have already scheduled. And then I say, what are the other things I want to get done today? And sometimes they're the things that come from my head. Sometimes they're the things that came from here's the other day. Yeah, so this was my yesterday. All this stuff done, and I got all these things done. And then I wrote them down in this book to remind myself of the good things. I basically mine the same task for like 4 hits of dopamine, okay? So, yes, decluttering your mind first. Get your stuff down on paper. If there's something that's on your mind, get it done. But also, don't do so many little things that you don't do the big things, okay? That's what I mean, and that's life coach right there. You can putter around and do things. Okay, Judy, can't wait till we work together. I feel like I second guess everything I wrote down, thinking I won't get them done. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Write down that phrase, people. Self-fulfilling prophecy. Underneath it, if I was writing my book, I would pretty much say, if you think it's going to be hard, it's going to be hard. If you think it's going to be not so hard, it's going to be not so hard. So notice, Judy, you don't trust yourself at the moment. Because you are thinking, when you're writing them down, I probably won't get it done. That's a backseat driver talking. This is why. Is it jellyfish? This is why I write down the things I have done. Okay? Yes, do not self-sabotage yourself. This is evidence of things I have done. If I have done things in the past, I can do things in the future. This is 2 years worth of me doing stuff. This is another 2 years of me doing stuff. Just looking at these two books reminds me that in the last 4 years, 5 years, 4 years and August plus, I love those colors. I've done really good stuff in the last 4 years. And it's little stuff. Sometimes it's literally I write down, taking a shower, going for a walk, ate my vitamins, took an exercise class, wrote a book, whatever it was, you know? You could see the book, Daphne. It's pretty simple. Let me see. Which one's well, here's my most recent one. Yeah. All it is, literally, is today's date, and then I fold the paper in half. I do that because I've got my regular life, and then I've got my coaching life. And I love them both. And all I do is put a little Post-it. I put a little, what do you call it? Bullet point. And sometimes when it's a really good bullet point, I put like an asterisk. You know? Like, okay, here's one. I'm just going to flip a page any place. Sunday, October 13th, I took a morning short walk with Jen. Doug visited and worked with the cabinets and the bottles. Ooh, asterisk, I planted croci, right? Something good that happened on Sunday, October 13th was that I did a decluttering Zoom and 41 people showed up. Yeah, I don't check it off. I've already done it, okay? And you can't see it because it's none of your goddamn business. That's my Boston accent. Right. No, you can't see inside because it doesn't matter. Yep. It doesn't matter. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen, okay? I have things on my to-do list. When I'm done, it is like a diary, but it's not like, dear diary, Richard looked at me over the beakers in a science class today. It's just a thing. This is what I did. These are some cool things that happened that I made it happy. Okay? Practice doing this. Yeah, no, I write it after I'm done. Listen to the steps. Everybody, get out your pens and papers. Picture pages. You have an idea in your head of something you want to do. You write it down on a list of things to do. Step 2. Number 3 is then you schedule the thing you want to get done. After you've done it, you say, yay, and you cross it out here, and then you write it in the book. It's evidence. It's a book. When somebody says, what did you do with the last 4 years? It's like, how much time do you have? Let's see. You want to know what I did on July 7th of 2020, July 29th of 2021? I went to Philly, and then I went, and Jack was visiting. Oh, our nephew was visiting. We went to Wawa and got an ice cream. Good stuff. I want to remember this stuff. Evidence. You have evidence all around you of the good stuff you've done. Stop looking for the bad. Start looking for the good. You'll find it. You'll find what you're looking for. But I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Look for the good stuff, okay? Look for the good stuff. You're focusing on all the wrong shit, people. You're focusing on the bad stuff, okay? There we go. Hope it helps. Evidence. You could throw the book at somebody. When somebody says, oh, yeah? What have you been doing? What have you done for me lately? And you're like, I got a book full, okay? Seriously. I love it. User 1622 says, I will never get tired of your enthusiasm. Your live hour that I declutter to is a pleasure. I am glad. You know why? Look at how fun I'm making all of this. This is how I get stuff done in my own life. Make it fun and get it done. It's not an either or. It's either a chore or fun. Let's have fun while we're having our chores. Put on some music. Dance around. Sing a goofy song. Make a goofy face at your husband. Drink a cup of tea if you like. Write down all the good stuff. When you feel good, you do good. Okay? When you feel good, you do good. Okay? Yeah, I'm not in a hospital. I'm not in jail. I can do this. Yeah. And speaking of doing good, let me tell you about something. And I feel like I'm easing into infomercial land, but it's for a good reason. So I mentioned at some point that I randomly showed up that I have been doing a couple of these. I've been experimenting with doing a declutter party where we all show up on Zoom on the same day and time, scheduling it. And then we all sign on, and then I put on a timer, and you go to your corner and you do your stuff, and I do mine, and then we come back, and we celebrate our wins, and we help each other through the rough spots, and then we go back and do ourselves again, and then we hang out, and we talk, and we exchange ideas, and we get social. That has been a lot of fun. I want to have the fun mean something. And so what I did, and I'm going to send out an email. So if you're on the email mailing list already, do not worry. I'm going to send out an email about it by noontime. I'm waiting until noontime because if there's anybody on this TikTok Live that wants to hop on the free mailing list in order to get the email, I want to give you time to do that. How you get onto my mailing list, it's free. It's at destinationdecluttered.com. Just scroll down to the bottom of the page, put in your email address, boom, you're all set. I'm going to send out an email because I worked really hard on this. I created something that I had an idea of, that I wrote down and then I made happen, and now I'm sharing it with you, which is I am doing 4 decluttering parties in December. The thing that I'm changing, besides the frequency of them, is there is a cover charge. There is a drop-in fee. You will need to pay in order to enter and go to the party. The reason I was bringing that up when I said doing something good is because 50% of the money raised from those drop-in fees, I am donating to a women's shelter just a few blocks away from my house. And we can help people, even while we think we are struggling, we can help people who are worse off than us. Okay? Lori, if you want to get on the email, destinationdecluttered.com is my website. Decluttered, E-D, destinationdecluttered.com. And then you can sign up there. Okay? When you sign up, you get a lot of free things anyway, but also this is a thing I'm changing. Raising money for people who have less than us. The other thing too, which I think is really important and I want you to start to get comfortable with, is you are worth spending money on for things that weren't you. You know? So you are worth the investment. And it's $20. It's $20 and 10 of those go to the ladies down the street who have very little. Okay? 99.9% of us here on my TikTok lives and my clients are women. We know what it's like to struggle, and we know that there are women out there who are struggling so much more than we are. We can help them while we are helping ourselves. Spending money on something takes you from just kind of flitting around, I'll get to it, to being, damn, I'm going to show up for that class. And there are no refunds, so it makes it even more important for you to show up. And just think, if you show, there's a way to do the no refunds. It's going to be really fun. I think it's really important that while we are helping ourselves, that we don't get too myopic and just look at ourselves. You guys, those of us struggling with clutter, think of clutter, substitute the word abundance. Clutter and abundance. You already have more than clutter is more than enough. How about taking some of your more than enough and you donate your stuff and you feel better too? How about you spending some money on yourself to encourage yourself to show up, to do the thing that you have been avoiding? I did this last month when we did one of these, and I did some paperwork that I had just been dragging my feet on for months. I got it done. And now it's just not on my brain anymore. I'm like, yeah, it's done. I love that feeling of, oh, I don't have to worry about that because it's just freaking done. Yeah. So Jessica is saying abundance. Whoa, think about this. This is how I like to think about it. Okay. Using your body as like a temperature gauge. When you don't have enough, think of your belly is empty. You are hungry, you don't have enough. You are in lack. There's another word for that, scarcity, lack. And so you are hungry, you need, you hang on to every calorie you have. Every piece of food, you eat it because you're hungry. Well, if you keep on doing that, at a certain point, you might get to your just right point. Oh, I'm no longer hungry anymore. So many of us don't even know what that feels like because we're so used to thinking that we're still hungry that we blow past it. With the amount of items in our home, with the amount of food in our bellies, and the amount, at least for me, of alcohol in my system. We don't know what it feels like to feel just right, so we tend to overconsume. We also live in a country and a society that aggrandizes that and encourages it. Okay? But notice where my hands are. I talk about an empty stomach. I notice where my hands are right now when I say that just right feeling is really near my heart. And I use this because when we talk about clutter, Clutter, people say when they describe how it feels to be cluttered, it's like I'm weighed down, I'm overwhelmed, I feel suffocated, I feel like I'm drowning. All of these feelings are from too much. I'm so full. I remember I used to say to my mother when I was a little kid, I can't eat much. I used to think this was all my stomach. Like, I'm so full, I can't even eat. That doesn't feel good. So you have more than enough in your house. But notice, and this is why I am a decluttering life coach, is that somewhere inside you, you have the story of, no, I don't have enough. I need more, I need more, I need more, I need more. And that's why you have stuff in your house. And if you struggle to get rid of things, if you struggle to release things, I might need that someday. I need that. What if I need that someday? Me, I need that. But look around. If you are truly struggling with clutter, you have more than you ever would need. If you're at your just right point, you're like, no, I'm good. And you're feeling good about it. If you've kind of healed that hole in your soul, as I've called it myself, you don't feel the need to over consume or overspend or overbuy or have too much. If anything, you feel so good, you want to share, you want to help people out with your abundance. I got 14 spatulas, I only need 2. What 12 people here could use a spatula? I can't spatula all at the same time, you know? So think about that. You are abundant. You are abundant, and you helping somebody does not minimize, does not get you into lack. And if it does, that's up here and in here. All right? Yes, Michelle, 100%. It comes from my grandparents' generations and even my dad, who struggled to even have food. 100% my family as well. My family as well. Probably a lot of us. Because think of how old you are. Think of the time in the history of the United States, and sorry for anybody who's international, but in the United States in the 1930s, there was the Great Depression. Then there was World War II. Prior to the Great Depression, there was World War I. For my family, prior to that, my people came over from Ireland because things were so bad there, they came here. Immigrants, we go for a better life somewhere else. Unless you realize it, you may still feel like you don't have enough when you have too much. Okay? So notice those things. Just notice. I'm not saying even right now to change a damn thing, except for notice it. Notice where you are afraid to get rid of something, for fear you may need it someday. Now, I will say this. So notice the people who raised us, grandparents, parents, growing up in that legitimate lack in the 1920s and 30s, and then during the war. Then we became an abundant population, and the ways to manufacture things so you get stuff. Notice even in our modern times, 2020, who hoarded toilet paper? Who was afraid they were never going to be able to have TP for their bunghole? Who was afraid after the blizzard of 78 that you weren't going to be able to walk down the store and get milk, so you had powdered milk for a while? That fear of lack of survival is big time. When you recognize that, then you can do something to change it. You can disrupt that the trauma, and you can learn to heal it for yourself. Now, we can't change other people. We can change ourselves. And, as Anna says, I'm working on the scarcity mindset. And when we change ourselves, we can lead by example as to what is possible for people that we don't know. Hell, look at me. I'm here blabbing on about stuff. I have over 500 TikTok lives I've done about all of this that are on my YouTube channel. If I did not believe what I was doing was helping other people, I would not do this. There's over 150 people right here. If I didn't think this was helping, I wouldn't do it. It has helped me, so I'm sharing it with you, people I don't know, and I want to be an example of what is possible for the younger generations, even in my own family. That they don't have to hang on to stuff like we did. That they don't have to feel like lack. I don't want them to grow up and be like, buying gold-plated toilets or anything, but I want them to feel secure and safe and not compelled to hoard things because they're afraid and they're trying to fill a hole in their soul. Okay? So, Some deep stuff, but some good stuff. I'm here to help, and this is how I do it, okay? I know we got into the deep end of the pool, but I want to paddle on over to the shallow end before I hop out, okay? Everybody, I gave away a small Christmas tree with ornaments. It's a start. Yes, knowing how much you have. See, in Oceanana, you are helping me to find my way back to the way I used to keep my house. And think of the things that have happened to you, the traumatic things that have happened. Cancer, flood, getting other people's stuff in your house. There are reasons why your house looks the way it does, and it's not your fault. There are reasons why they are. Take those into consideration, and you can do something to change that. You're not stuck with it. In Oceanana, look, you've got friends in user 1963, okay? Now, I got to sign off right now. I've got stuff to do. I'm going to go make myself feel better, and then I'm going to go do better. Couple of things. Seriously, if you're not on the mailing list, get on the mailing list. I'm sending out an email at noontime Eastern today that's going to tell you how you can show up for one of these fun Zoom parties. I'm doing 4 of them this month, okay? I will continue to do them in the new year, but because it's December and I wanted to help the people down the street as much as we could, and also recognize that your schedule may be wicked busy because of the holidays, that's why there are 4. If that sounds like fun to you, get on the mailing list and you'll be invited. I'll show you how to RSVP and pay for your ticket and all that. Okay? Oh, user 1963. Tears are a good way of releasing something that's stuck inside you. So's pooping. I hope I made you, I'd rather make you cry than make you poop, okay? Here, have a tissue. Blot your eyes. Blow your nose. You are doing good, all right? All of y'all, all of us. We are just learning how to live with too much and to work down to where we feel good. And what a wonderful, safe place to start in your own home, okay? Now, I'm going to be doing a TikTok live. I do them like every day. If you want to find out when those are going to be, get on my mailing list again. Again, my name is Beth. Here on TikTok, I am Destination Decluttered. If you haven't followed my page, please do me a real thing, cool thing, and just follow my page. And if you want to find out when my next TikTok live are, invite to the parties, all the cool kid stuff, become a one-on-one client, go to my website, destinationdecluttered.com, sign up for the mailing list, okay? This is a wicked fun to say. Look at Pop-Tart Mama now has a pile of trash to throw away. Woohoo! There we go, people. All right? I love it. I've made some daily things. You guys are rocking it. Let's continue the rockin' tomorrow, okay? I'll see you later. Bye. I'm like, bye. I can never hit that button. There we go.